Over 38 million people come to Las Vegas every year, so we must be doing something right. But today on CityCast Las Vegas, we're picking our city apart and diving into the biggest things the Strip is missing. It's Wednesday, June 24th. I'm Jesse Merrick, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. All right, we're here today kicking it with Layla and Rob. Guys, we're going to be picking our city apart, so I thought it would be a much better exercise to start on a positive and ask you guys your favorite thing about the Strip before we start talking about what it's missing. So, Layla, you go first. What's your favorite part about the Strip?
Oh, my favorite part about the Strip is probably the Bellagio fountains. I feel like growing up, that's been a huge part of my childhood was, what do we do? Let's go visit the Bellagio fountains and see what music they're playing and see how far the water shoots up into the sky. And it's always a nice feature of, even when you're driving down on a random Tuesday, to just see the water show. So that's my favorite thing about the Strip.
No matter how long you've lived here, if you don't appreciate the Bellagio fountain, I think something's wrong with you, right?
I know.
You've got to appreciate
a rite of passage.
Yeah. Rob, what's your favorite part of the Strip?
Well, I'm tempted to say the Sphere, but I'm going to resist the urge. This is something you kind of know, whether you're a local or a tourist, but there's something special about the Strip in the morning.
Ooh.
We always think of the bright lights. We always think of all the wild things you can do on the Strip and all the attractions. But there's just something, every now and then you end up on the Strip, early in the morning. Yeah. It just has a different feel, like walking down the Link in the morning when the crowds aren't too bad. I'm not saying you got to jog or bike or do anything like that. You just happen to be there for a reason, but you're walking down the Strip during the day. It's morning. There's just something refreshing about it. It's that city life, but in our little compact Las Vegas Strip.
But I feel like that's also the best time to find the hidden secrets and gems on the Strip. We have a whole episode about this, but there's a random, I want to say Buddhist temple, little shrine on the Strip.
At Caesar's Palace.
Yeah. It's tucked away near Caesar's Palace. And it doesn't you don't even have to go inside. It's right outside. If you're walking around, you can find it.
But one of my favorite things about the Strip is just people watching in general. It's undefeated down there.
Yeah.
But also too, the generic of there's always the rotating cast of restaurants and bars to go try if you want to experience kind of the opulence that our city has. So I love being able to experience that. But as we kick this thing off, guys, let's dive into, first of all,
now let's turn on the Strip and say what it doesn't
after
have.
we just praise them. You got to start with the nice stuff first, And then from there you start ripping it apart. And I think the first place we start is with the amenities. What amenities is the Strip currently missing, Layla?
Well, I got this idea from someone telling me about the amenities that they provide at Coachella. And I feel like this is extremely timely for this part of the year, but the Strip needs free sunscreen.
Oh.
You can find sunscreen at the ABC stores or any little convenience store around the Strip, but you still walk around and see the tourists that are lobsters from being in the sun all day and not preparing themselves for the Las Vegas sun in the summer. So I think having stations at every hotel or just that are accessible and easy to get to.
Dispensers.
Yeah, free hand sanitizer dispensers.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
What if you go old school? The restaurants and stuff used to do the matchboxes and stuff. Why not decked out with the casino logos and stuff the sunscreen, It could be one of those things where, people start to collect
People can
them.
rub it on their faces, at least be prepared with their on their face and shoulders, which I see the most in summer walking around the Strip, people with red faces and red shoulders. And you can kind of tell that they're tight and uncomfortable. But I think that would be a nice amenity to have for Las Vegas.
Maybe even in the hotel rooms as well. Not charging you for it, but a little dispenser that's out there.
Exactly.
I could see the cost of that racking up quickly if they start charging you for it. Don't treat it like a mini bar. How about that?
Yeah.
Rob, how about you? What's the one amenity you think the Strip is missing?
Besides more parking, right?
Yeah, that's, the number one that's a given, I think.
All right. I know I could say that.
I should have started with that as we can't say parking, right? That's what
okay. Parking is disqualified from the conversation. I got you. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna throw something else on the table. I think the Las Vegas Strip needs a good museum. Now, I'm not talking about Arte Museum, which is more of a digital interactive attraction or Madame Tussauds Wax Palace or whatever it's called, but a real large-scale art museum. Now, I know we have a proper full-scale accredited art museum coming to downtown in a few years. It's going to be a little while, but it's coming, and that's great. I think that's awesome. But art is already all over the Strip. You see it in resorts like the Cosmopolitan. You see it walking through the Aria. And of course, there's the Bellagio, the Gallery of Fine Art, which used to be home to Steve Wynn's private art collection and now hosts rotating exhibits. And I love that place. But why not something that showcases art on a larger level in the middle of this crass, commercial, 4-mile stretch of Las Vegas Boulevard known as the Strip? What do you think, guys? Are you in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that would stop people from coming to Las Vegas, doing all the touristy stuff and saying like, oh, leaving Las Vegas, they have no culture. Like everybody just goes there to party and indulge. But putting an art museum on the Strip would like put it in their face of like, look, like this is a city with culture and amenities and like
it just elevates
other institutions.
It a little bit.
Yeah, class it up.
And speaking of no culture, Reno has the Nevada Museum of Art. They have a real art museum next to its dingy, dirty resort corridor where all the casinos are. And if we're not any more artsy or dignified than Reno, I think all hope is lost.
Then what are we doing?
We are getting ours. We are getting our accredited one.
Downtown, though.
Not too far.
Let's bring it to the Strip. Come on.
I guess.
All right, how about this? I'm going to give you a plan B, an alternate option. Yeah. Why not a Las Vegas Strip Museum?
Oh, like the history of the Strip.
The history of the Strip.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of get some of it at the Nevada State Museum, which is at the Springs Preserve. You get some of it at the Ma Museum, the Neon Museum. You get a lot of Strip there. But why not a place that celebrates the Strip all in one place? And not just the marquees that you get at the Neon Museum, but also like some of these artifacts that have possibly not been demolished over the years that you can keep and celebrate and walk through. I think it would actually do huge business.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be really cool. Again, like celebrating our history because that's such a massive part of us, obviously, and like preserving it too. Like to your point, we always kind of tear everything down. So I'd love to see that. One big thing that I would love to see down on the Strip is just better walkability. You know, I know everybody says like, oh, we're going to walk the Strip, and you get like a little bit and you're like, yeah, no, this ain't happening because it takes forever.
People always think it's shorter than it actually is.
Yeah, they always do. And like, I remember coming out in college being like, oh yeah, we're going to walk the length of the Strip. You do it for like 20 minutes and you're like, oh my God, this is horrible. So like, make it better. Bring some true walkability. The thing that I was thinking of is like the High Line like they have in New York City that was like, you know, the walking trail they've created on the old freight line, you know, down there on the railroad tracks essentially that's like elevated. I think something like that would be really cool. Or add in like some true outdoor green spaces, which I know the Southern Nevada Water District probably wouldn't love. But if there's a way we can do that and have it be like water efficient, I just think that'd be cool to add more of like an outdoor element of experience in the Strip and doing it
a little less concrete. I think is what you're saying.
It feels too much concrete jungle to me at times, like when I have wanted to go down there and walk around. So I think that'd be something that like I would thoroughly enjoy if you could like, I'd just probably go down there like on a Wednesday and be like, hey, let's go walk the Strip and check out some of the green spaces.
Jesse, would you consider it a win if we could just simply get the escalators to work at the pedestrian overpasses? I mean, I would take that as a victory.
I think so. Yeah. That would be a massive win because it seems like they're broken like 80% of the time.
Yeah.
When you talked about the High Line, it made me think like, oh, it would be fun to make the monorail into a walking path, especially instead of what they're doing with it now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking before the loop took it over. Yeah, like now it's like, damn, that's kind of lost on us. And now as we're walking around, kind of working up a sweat, we're going to need to eat somewhere. Obviously, the Strip has no shortage of places to eat. So, Rob, we're going to start with you. This is more your area of expertise here, okay? What restaurants are the Strip missing right now?
You know, the Strip kind of has everything covered. You know, they were kind of missing a fine dining Korean place. They got that with Cote, not Cote, but Cote, if we're saying it right. We're doing some things where Indian dining is now on the Strip in an elevated way with Gymkhana. I think we're
trying to get in there.
You know, it's tough, yes, especially during a trade show week. But I would like to see maybe a Filipino restaurant on the Strip or maybe a Hawaiian restaurant on the Strip that's fine dining, that's elevated, that's giving some attention to different types of cuisine that are represented very well in the Las Vegas neighborhoods. But that's not my number one choice. The Strip, I believe, is in sore need of a good coffee spot.
Yes.
I don't want to say
Like
there's
real
no good coffee. Yeah, but most hotels are kind of happy with Starbucks in the lobby or serving that illy stuff, whatever that is. I don't even know if that's good or not. But I want something that celebrates and showcases local coffee businesses. And a great example of that is Durango, which has 2 Vesta coffee counters in the casino. And Vesta is a great local place that takes great pride in sourcing beans from around the world, roasts them locally in Vegas, and you can get that at Durango. There's nothing like that on the Strip. The last time we had something like that on the Strip was way back in the Monte Carlo days. Remember the Monte Carlo Casino before it was the Park MGM? So Samba Latte was there, and it was great. The beans were carefully sourced from around the world. They were roasted right there. At least that's what my memory says. And the brewing equipment was super high tech. I definitely remember that. It was definitely a place for coffee nerds, and I'm really shocked that nobody has gotten on board since then.
I am too, because like when you think about it, like less and less people are drinking, like it's becoming more of a thing. And like, why haven't you leaned into, the coffee angle of it to try and entice people that way?
Especially if you're drinking, you're going to want some coffee the next morning.
Yeah.
I'll use me as a prime example because I know when I'm on vacation, I always Google local coffee houses and I go with the one that looks serious and nerdy about their coffee. If they're tossing around phrases like elevation, hand washed, single state origin, that kind of stuff, I know I'm in the right place. And there really isn't much like that on the Strip, if anything.
No, definitely not local. I will throw out that the Flamingo has Havana 1957.
Yes, they do.
Cordito. I'm not going to pronounce that right. Their Cordito coffee shop. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I was walking around and I was surprised that they had like a really great quality coffee shop. And I got a little pick-me-up and it was really good, but it's not local.
And that's the thing is you do have to kind of investigate and hunt around if you want that cool coffee on the Strip. And I will say there is good coffee on the Strip. If you're stuck, there's a couple places in the Venetian that I recommend. So Bouchon, or Bouchon Bakery, which is also part of that whole thing in the casino part. Last I checked, they used Equator coffee out of San Francisco. That stuff is great. And I'm also a big fan of La Colombe coffee, which started in Philadelphia. And now you see it like growing all over the country now. But it's great stuff. And you can get that at Donatique at the Venetian. So, but again, you have to poke around and kind of find that stuff.
Yeah.
And, you don't want to, have question marks when you're looking for coffee. This is important first thing in the morning. And I'm sure whatever Guy Savoy is serving at his pastry counter is better than average. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But, I don't go to his
powdered Starbucks,
Yeah, I don't go to him for coffee. I go to him for French truffle soup.
Yeah, I love that. Layla, what's the one thing you're like, man, I wish we had this spot down on the Strip?
I'm going on the opposite end of the spectrum from Rob. Not fine dining, but I would love to see a Waffle House on the Strip in Las Vegas in general.
It would do
but I feel like it would be
business.
I feel like it would do great on the Strip. Everybody would love it. I feel like it would bring locals over there too. I would love to go visit a Waffle House on the Strip, but it's, affordable. It's easy. It'll cure your hangover.
It has to be open 24/7.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Open 24/7. So I think a Waffle House would just like bring some Southerners, like show them some love on the Strip.
A little taste of home.
They would go nuts for that. Like that's the spot. It just is crazy to me that we don't have that on the Strip. Because that was my thing that I was going to say as well. Like it seems like a no-brainer to me. And it needs to be a massive one. I'm talking like about as big as that new In-N-Out that we just got.
The world's largest Waffle House.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Put that on the board.
Why try to do it with In-N-Out? Do it with the Waffle House.
Yeah. Let them compete or something. I mean, a different market, I guess, in a sense. But like that to me just seems like a no-brainer in every sense of the word. I would love to see it down there. Layla, since you took mine, I'll throw out a little bit of an aside. The Strip needs better cannolis, okay? I am a cannoli nutcase. My friends and I one time, we were like, hey, what if we went on like a cannoli tour of the Strip? And we went and jumped around to a couple different places and like they weren't very good. It was really hard to find places that actually had them. That were like actual restaurants. You can go to, a couple of the dessert shops and they have like things here and there. But there's just not a ton of really quality cannolis on the Strip. And so I would love to see that.
Wouldn't it be great if Waffle House served cannolis and they came to Vegas and got on the Strip and outdid everyone else when it came to cannolis?
Two
That's like
birds,
the
one
one
stone.
thing they actually do. Yeah, they do have pecan pie there. It's horrible, but they do have pecan pie at Waffle House. That's another
Alongside
one
your
of my vices.
omelet.
Yeah. So that'd be an interesting one to do there. So a Waffle House cannoli. I'm game for that, guys. All right, so as we put a ball on this, guys, this one's going to be really fun, I think. We're going to pretend that we are the LVCVA and their endless budget, okay? What's the number one thing that you would be investing in on or near the Strip to bring more people here to Las Vegas? Because that's ultimately their mission, right? So what are we doing? What are we investing in to make sure more people come to Vegas?
This one was easy for me. I'm bringing back the Treasure Island Pirate Show.
Oh,
and that was
good
the
call.
TI.
That's a
but
good one.
I'm bringing back the Pirate Show. We got rid of the volcano. I don't think that the moving statues show is in, was it Planet Hollywood or I can't remember.
Oh, you're thinking of the Forum Shops.
Yeah, the Forum Shops.
The Fall of Atlantis?
Yeah, I don't think that's there anymore, but I used to love.
If it is, it's goofy. It's really goofy. It's
it was
this
getting
whole
goofy
drama
towards the end.
with flames and fire. Yeah.
It used to be so cool, such a spectacle. So did the pirate show before they made it a little too sultry for kids, and then it started going downhill.
It did get a little sexy.
Yeah, it got a little crazy there. But I would bring back the pirate show or just things like the volcano, the Fall of Atlantis show, some free entertainment that's big spectacle in drawing people to Vegas for, all of the fine dining, all of the clubs, all of the other great amenities that we have here. But also, they have a really great free show at that random casino. Let's go see it. And it just adds
such a draw,
something to the experience. Yeah. And that you don't have to pay for. And sometimes when people are on vacation, that could be the highlight. Like, I saw this great show. I didn't even have to pay for it. It was free and it was just outside a casino.
And people look at that stuff as bucket list Vegas stuff. So they go and they do it and they end up spending money elsewhere, whether it's the gift shop or to buy a drink right after the show. I mean, it's kind of win-win for these casinos.
Yeah, and it'd probably be a pretty low lift money-wise.
It'll be a loss leader. And I think that's why they got rid of the pirate show. But think about everything around that it uplifts. Like, nobody really talks about TI anymore. And I think that's because they got rid of their pirate show. I know Senior Frogs, I don't think that's there anymore. So that's like, what is there to do at Treasure Island?
I think most people go to TI, aka Treasure Island, so they can park and then walk to the Sphere.
Exactly.
It's free parking. They're one of the few places with free parking left on the Strip. That's their main attraction.
That's probably true, yeah.
I do think Fall of Atlantis is still at the Forum Shops, but it's way tucked away in the back. I think so.
Okay.
We need more of that stuff, though. I agree.
No, it is. It actually is. My girlfriend and I stumbled upon it recently, and we had no idea what the hell it was. So, yeah, it is still going on. I remember being like, what is this?
I have to check it out because it's been a few years. Last time I went to Forum Shops, I know that they've been revamping the Forum Shops, but on that note, bring back like FAO Schwartz and the giant horse toy shop. I missed that. That was like a spectacle in its own thing. But maybe I have to go and dig a little deeper into the Forum Shops. But I want that to be like front and center more.
Out on the Strip, just like the volcano used to be.
Exactly. You walk in right there.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's free, it's for me and a lot of people out there as well. So, Rob, what are you throwing some money at to bring more people to draw into it?
All right. You said budget was unlimited.
Yeah, look, we are the LVCVA after all, so we do have an unlimited budget. Keep that in mind.
All right, so the Strip is missing something that Reno has, something that Laughlin has, but the Strip doesn't have. Both of those casino towns have a river.
Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say.
I want Las Vegas to have a river too. And I'm not talking about the Colorado River. That's out of town. I want a river on the Strip. And if we can dig a lake out of the desert in front of the Bellagio, we can make a river that connects to it. Are you guys on board with this?
Just extend the canals from the Venetian to the Bellagio, figure out a way to do that.
Just keep digging. And you know what? Here's my plan. We get rid of that awful Vegas loop of underground Tesla tunnels. It always comes back to the Tesla tunnels. And we rip open the top and we fill those tunnels with water. And that is our river, because they're already building it all over the Strip. You already have the outline. You already have the blueprint. Just fill them with water instead of Tesla shuttles. And you know what? Maybe you can kayak on there. Maybe you can have jet skis. That's more effective and more efficient than these Tesla vehicles.
Yeah, it's like the world's biggest lazy river. I love it.
Yes. And you know what? If we can build the Hoover Dam in this part of the country, we can build a river on the Las Vegas Strip.
I like it.
I mean, the budget is unlimited. I wonder what that would cost. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that.
Put the hotel tax
I love going to
Laughlin
for jet skiing. So if it could happen, I'm in.
Jet skis on the Strip.
I was just thinking, imagine jet skiing down the Strip. That would be ridiculous. In the best way
talk
possible.
About our insurance. Our insurance is going up, guys.
That's true, too.
Yeah. As long as they separated enough from the cars, our insurance is already high enough.
How about self-driving jet skis, just like Zooks and Waymo? We can just take it to the water. How about that? And, and then you can drink and hang out on the river.
I saw something recently, to your point on this one, like it was on like TikTok or something like that, where in China somewhere, they have basically like real life Mario Kart, but boats, like the boat races and stuff like that. In like the little ones. I was like, God, something like that would be cool. And this kind of patching together with what you said would be so much fun. Again, though, you're dealing with drunk tourists in boats down on the Strip.
The drinking and the...
Listen, it works in Laughlin. It can work here.
Yeah. I guess so, right? Yeah,
they're not sober in Laughlin, believe me.
Yeah. You guys used your imagination a little bit better than I did, I think. For me, I was just like, hey, like figure out a way to funnel more money to like the Arts District, to
funnel
the
money.
Water Street
money
District.
Laundering, you're bringing back the mob.
Yeah, I am Italian at heart, right? I got some of that in me, but I think it would be like a great way to just draw people to other parts of the valley. You know what I mean? And like use the Strip as a funnel for downtown and different areas of our city and stuff like that to get people to check it out. And kind of through that, I said, kind of like what Kip was talking about on one of our recent shows from the Beverly Theater too. He was talking about getting something like the Sundance Film Festival to come out here. I mean, I think
that would be a great idea.
Yeah, I think Boulder spent like $34 million to get them to come out there. The economic impact is like right around 130 to 160 or 60 mil or something like that they bring in. So like it's a good trade-off, and they're out here for like 11 days and they explore the surrounding areas. So I think that would be something that would be worth throwing some more money out. And kind of to your point, Rob, of like a museum and kind of classing it up a bit, like you're bringing an artsy crowd in, so it feels a little bit better, bringing a group like that in as well too. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, I like the idea of an art-centric festival on the Strip.
Yeah, I think that like with funneling the money to uplift the surrounding neighborhoods too, like helping the bridge the gap between like the Stratosphere and the Arts District, so that area doesn't feel so like just a random dark spot on the Strip.
Yeah, it's all kind of merging together.
Yeah, uplift the community there.
Yeah, it would help the North Strip area essentially to like really like get boosted up. I think that'd be huge.
And I will give the LVCVA some credit because you see them kind of promoting the Arts District and downtown a lot more than they used to. So, I mean, they're catching on.
Yeah, they're learning for sure. And so I think just more investment in areas like that would be huge to draw people in. It works in places like Paris and Barcelona. I know Venice is even doing that as well. So like, we've already stolen some of their landmarks and some of the things they've got. Why not steal the strategy from them too,
Let's put CES in the Arts District.
Oh, man. Well, they already all go there anyway. You cannot get a spot at Esther's.
Arts District.
You see them all with the credentials walking around their necks all the time. That always gets me. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Take those off. Well, hey, now we've got some ideas of how to improve the Strip. Again, hopefully the LVCVA and the powers that be were listening. Layla, Rob, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jesse.
That's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend? Rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our free morning newsletter as well. And don't forget, you can support this show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Las Vegas neighbor at membership.citycast.fm/Las Vegas. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Until then, though, take care.